What's up, everyone? My name is Alan, founder and consultant at For Now Marketing, and welcome to Braze for technical marketers. Today, let's go over how to use trigger properties in all the different types of scenarios. For example, we have custom events versus purchases, action-based versus API triggered, and campaigns and canvases. All of them are slightly different on how we can actually use trigger properties in our messaging. So let's go over them. Let's create a matrix and let's clarify this once and for all. Let's get started. So like I mentioned, it might be easiest to start creating a matrix as we go through. So I created this beautiful spreadsheet and we will just fill in as we go. So the first thing we'll do is campaigns. We'll start with campaigns and let's go ahead and create our email. And what we mean by trigger properties is that for every trigger, custom event trigger, purchase event trigger, or API trigger, usually those triggers pass along certain variables inside as metadata. It might actually be helpful if we go to data settings, custom events, and visualize one as an example. So let's say we're using the date logged custom event, and maybe under date logged, we have pretty date as a property name. It's the pretty version of the date we can actually use to users. So pretty date is a trigger property, and we want to use pretty date inside our emails. So how do we do that when it's a campaign, when it's a canvas, and when it's action-based versus when it's API triggered? Let's go over all of those examples. Actually, let's use membership started as our example data. That makes a little bit more sense. So membership started has a property called membership tier. So we will simply write a message that says something like, "We're so happy to have you here. Your membership tier is," and then, so for campaigns that are going to be action-based. So this action-based campaign is triggered by the custom event membership started. And then let's go back to our email to actually insert that trigger property. And always, whenever I try to use Braze Liquid, I always just use the personalization UI tool. This is just a very helpful tool. It's the only way to avoid making mistakes. We don't need to go look for it in the docs. We don't need to type it or memorize it. Absolutely don't memorize it. And for custom events, for campaigns, what we're looking for is event properties. So event properties is what we want. I'm just making sure we haven't missed anything. Event properties. And we do need to type in the name ourselves. So it might actually be important to have this open so we can just copy and paste. But it's membership underscore tier. Copy this liquid and then paste it here. So for custom events, so for campaigns triggered by custom events, we use event properties. I'm going to go ahead and add that in here. Oh, that's a little too big. There we go. Of course, we should always test out what we've built. So let's go ahead and actually try sending this email. I'll make the subject action-based campaign so that it's easy to differentiate. Go ahead and make the external ID only available to Alan so that it only sends to one user. Let's go ahead and remove the control group so we can get every test. Let's also make it re-eligible because we might do multiple tests. So we'll do 0 days there. It should send right away. So when this email gets triggered by a custom event called membership started, we should get our membership tier with whatever we set it to be. So let's first go ahead and launch this campaign. We'll come to our friendly log custom event with EID, external ID webhook template. And to the profile Alan, we are going to log membership started custom event. So that's going to be membership started. The time will be now, and the property will be membership tier. You can see that's where pretty date came from earlier. So membership tier, and the membership tier that we chose is diamond. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go ahead and send the test. So this sending a test is equivalent to me triggering this email that we just built by using the custom event membership tier that we set as the trigger event. So membership tier is right here. So if I go ahead and send this test, I should get an email in just a second. And here's my email. We're happy to have you here. Your membership tier is diamond. So event properties does work successfully. Great. Now, before I go in to edit this campaign to test for API triggered, I do want to confirm that custom events and purchase events will always use the same syntax. From Braze's perspective, they're seen as kind of the same type of event architecture. So even if we didn't have custom events but did make purchase, let's do make any purchase, and then we wanted to actually keep the same messaging. So make any purchase, and then we still want to look for the event property membership tier. So let's go ahead and test that and see if that does come in successfully. So we'll go ahead and launch it with make any purchase for now. We'll update that. I should be able to receive this email again. Now have a purchases webhook ready to go. So we're still sending to Alan our product IDs membership, and our properties will include membership tier. So this should map perfectly with the email that we just had. Let's go ahead and send this test. Oh, I had an issue, so let's go ahead and fix that real quick. Okay, I think I had this extra array square bracket, so I should be good there. Let's try and testing it. Okay, perfect. Let's give it a minute for our email to arrive. Amazing, we got our gold email, which is actually exactly what we pasted in this time for a membership tier. So once again, that confirms that for both custom events and purchase events, the syntax is exactly the same, which is we use event properties. So I'm going to go ahead and make that note here real quick. So both custom events and purchase events use the same syntax. This is quite big, so let's maybe just reduce the font a little bit. But yeah, so we've confirmed that, and that should be the same for all cases. Next up, we have API triggered campaign. So what if our campaign is API triggered? Then do we still use the same syntax? And the answer is no. We do need to come in and change this. And it's slightly confusing because it's different for campaigns, which is also different for canvases. But what we're going to do is copy the name, membership tier. And always, as always, we use the personalization tool. This time it's the API trigger properties. So just go ahead and click that, enter the property name, copy this. So if you're using an API triggered campaign, we are using API underscore trigger underscore properties. Let's go ahead and launch this campaign with the changes and then try launching it again from our end. And this note right here is more for our developers, but another area where the naming convention can get a little bit confusing is that in the API call that triggers the campaign, it's called trigger underscore properties. We're going to go ahead and add in membership tier, and then this time we'll give ourselves silver. And I only need really one, so I'm going to go ahead and delete everything else. Okay, so this is actually how we trigger an API triggered campaign. And inside that API call, we have a field called trigger properties where we will define all the trigger properties that we want to use in our email. So if I go ahead and send the test, send the API triggered campaign, send test. Oh, once again, another issue. Let's go fix that. It's because we were missing a comma here. That should be... Nope. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay, so we had these extra curly brackets that we don't need. And then this one should be the matching one for that one. So third time's the charm. Perfect. Let's give it a minute for that email to come through. And we just got our email. Our membership tier is silver, which does confirm that for campaign, API triggered campaigns, the syntax to use for trigger properties is API trigger properties. Great. So now let's move over to canvases. And canvases are actually a little bit nicer because it's the exact same syntax for both event-based and API triggered. And actually, before we go on, let's just update our matrix to make sure that campaigns that are API triggered uses membership tier or API trigger properties. So here we are. Let's create a canvas. And as we create this canvas, some context and history for us. The event property syntax used to be relevant for canvases as well. But that was many, many years ago, and that has changed a few years ago. Build this canvas first because I can't focus and talk at the same time. So external ID is to Alan again only. We will allow re-entry, and then that looks great. Entry schedule. Okay, how to use trigger properties. Send settings. This looks great. So let's go ahead and create our message. It's going to be the exact same message. It's going to be an email. Actually, let me go ahead and even copy and paste this so we don't have to spend time building it. Okay, drag and drop editor. Yeah, so like I was saying, canvases used to use the event property syntax as well. They no longer use event property syntax for trigger properties, but it is still relevant for canvases in some ways, which we won't go over. Oh, now Braze is giving me a bug. Let's say sometimes if you press escape, or sometimes if you just add an extra step, then you should be able to leave this bug. But okay, it really wants me to change it, so let's go back and change it for now. Let's get rid of this API trigger property so Braze doesn't give us that warning message. Okay, so as I was saying, event properties are still relevant when it comes to action paths. And I believe maybe one other situation, but action paths do look for event properties. Or sorry, it's not the action path, but it's the step right after the action path. If you want to access event properties from the custom event that was triggered in the action path, that's when you use the event property syntax. We won't go over this one in too much detail in this video, so we could stay focused on the trigger property aspect. So what is the solution for canvases? We go into personalization once again, and it is now called context variables. And actually, many of you are probably still very familiar with canvas entry properties in Braze. So let's try to find something there. So this is a syntax that we've been using for the past many years. And Braze just launched a change recently. And some of you might not still have that change, but if you don't see this option in your dropdown, then you still don't quite have this change. Canvas entry properties and context variables should work exactly the same. So we can actually test both at once. So I am going to canvas entry property. And then we'll say your membership tier is, erase all of that. Tier is membership tier. And then let's create another one for context. I think it's called context variable. So your membership tier is, so this time, let me go ahead and reset it. We are going to actually use context variables. And then, of course, the name is still called the membership tier. Let's copy this. So because Braze just recently launched this change, context is what you'll be provided in this dropdown, but canvas entry properties still should work, even though that's no longer available, and it should be going away. So I just wanted to show that that's what it used to be called, and this is what we should be using moving forward. Okay, so let's go ahead and launch this canvas so we can actually send our test examples. We can remove that now. We need a subject. So this one will be called, oops. Canvas trigger properties. Done. Launch canvas. Let's go back to our webhook. Before we try to launch the canvas, I want to actually turn off the campaign so that we don't get confused and get multiple emails. So I'll go ahead and stop that one. So it's the exact same, exact same custom event. I must not have saved, so I'm going to go ahead and save this one for sure. And then this one was called membership tier. And this time, let's give it platinum. Just to keep changing things around. I'm going to go ahead and save. So let's trigger our new canvas launched email. We'll give it a minute to arrive. Sorry, it looks like our email arrived and we have the canvas. So notice that for both context variable and canvas entry property, they both worked successfully. So great. And the last test for us, before this video gets too long, is what if we change it to API trigger, just confirming that for canvases, the syntax is exactly the same for action-based and API triggered, which has a lot of operation convenience if you do get into it pretty deep. But let's go ahead and launch that change. And then I'm going to trigger our canvas via API trigger now. So all I have to do is change the Canvas ID to the new one that we just launched, I believe. And then let's go ahead and send test. Awesome. And then last email that we'll wait for. And you can see that the Canvas emails do fire noticeably slower than campaign emails. So that's probably one of the big differences. But, ooh. Okay, so once again, this becomes a developer conversation. And actually, maybe that's why it's so confusing too. But the trigger property for canvases is called canvas entry properties. Whereas for campaigns, it was called trigger properties. So I believe what we should do is call this canvas entry property. So let's do one more test and we'll change it to bronze just to differentiate. Let's wait for that test first. Great. So that worked successfully. So let's go ahead and wrap up this video with updating our matrix. So for canvases, we can do both context and canvas entry properties. I'm going to go ahead and just type that in there. So let's do this. It can be or. So it can be that. And for canvases, it's the same for action-based as well as API triggered. And the last thing that I'll add in here is, maybe this is for like developers, but it's the API call, API request. And inside here for campaigns, it was called trigger properties, right? That's what we saw over here, trigger properties. And then for canvases, it's called canvas entry properties. So inside the API call, if your team is trying to send over data, that's one thing to note. Just summarize, for marketers inserting personalizations in your emails, this is what you want to look for. For developers, when you are passing trigger properties to Braze, this is the syntax for campaigns, and then this is syntax for canvases. That's it for today. Thank you for watching and see you next time.